Okay, hello everyone, welcome to the video. I'm making this video to talk about the Junsun V3 Pro that I ordered from Junsun less than a month ago. I have had a lot of issues with this unit. I'm gonna go through a bunch of issues that I've had with this unit, and I made some notes on my other phone, my spare phone, just so I can kind of run through it and kind of explain some issues and try and demonstrate what's going on here. The short version of this video, the short version, the TLDR, is I don't really feel like I can recommend this head unit, this Android head unit. It is very nice. It just feels very unpolished, and it feels like there's issues with this whole unit. And I've been trying to be in conversation with the Junsun Customer Support via AliExpress, and they've been very unresponsive. And when they do respond, after 2, 3, 4 days at a time, they are very unhelpful, and they don't answer your questions. If you ask them questions, they'll ignore certain things. And anyway, I'm going to run through some of these things. I'm doing it with videos so that I can demonstrate and I can kind of display and talk to Junsun. So let's get started. So first of all, the first issue that I've been having, the major issue that I've been having, is that this unit has been draining my car battery. Now, the reason that happens is because when you turn your car off, I have my car running right now because I've been sitting in my car for like the last hour because of this battery drain issue. So I can't really turn the engine off right now. I'm just leaving it running. When you turn your car off and shut down your car and turn everything off, the unit does not go into shutdown. It goes into like a standby, and it just kind of trickles your battery and slowly runs it down overnight. So the next day you come in and your battery is dead. And of course the Junsun also is shut down because the battery cuts out, all the power cuts out, the battery goes dead, everything is done. So you end up with a dead car, dead Junsun, dead everything, and then you have to either jumpstart your car or recharge your battery in another way using like a battery charger or a battery booster or some other thing, which is what I've been doing. I actually purchased a battery booster. I'm not going to show it right here. I actually have a battery booster that I've been using for the last 5 days to get this thing boosted back, and it's basically been causing issues with my battery. And I've had other issues where I actually had a flight that I had to go to, and the car wouldn't start, so I couldn't get to my flights, and I had to rebook my flight and pay a bunch of money to. Anyway, the point is that's a major problem, that it doesn't go into shutdown. There is a solution to this that I've been researching online, which is that there is a debug menu that you can access on these devices, on these Android head units. Unfortunately, in this unit, I cannot seem to get into the menu. I've been through all the menus, I've been through everywhere. I've contacted Junsun about this, I've been asking them. They say that you should be able to. I cannot find it, and I want to show that on this video later and try and see if I can show where the menu is not. I can see where the factory menu is. I can get into the factory menu, but I cannot get into the debug menu to set the shutdown mode, which is currently set to standby, not to shut down. Anyway, moving on. Another issue that happens is when this thing cold boots, so when it shuts down completely and powers off, either by using a third-party application that you can download from Google Play Store, which you can then shut down the Android unit, or another reason is if the battery cuts out, it loses power and it shuts down. Whenever it wakes up from cold boot, when it boots up from cold, it forgets everything. Like, it just comes up as a new device, and you have to set up all your Google accounts, you have to download all your apps from the Play Store, you have to set up all your Spotify's, everything you want to do. It forgets everything. It forgets all the settings, forgets everything that you set up, which is very frustrating because this happened to me 4 times now, where it's just forgotten everything, and I've had to go in and re-sign in and set up my this and set up that and set up Spotify and set up maps and set up all these things and download all the third-party applications that I want on this head unit. I need to figure out why it's doing that. I've asked Junsun why it's doing that. They haven't answered that question yet. So that's another major problem. Also, another issue is there's a 4G SIM card that comes with this. Well, not 4G SIM card, but it's 4G capable, and you can insert a SIM card that does 4G, so you can actually get 4G on this unit. It's really great. That's really good. However, this is the SIM card slot here. If you start the unit with the 4G SIM card in, which seems like a very natural, normal thing to do, it locks and does not let you get into the unit because it tells you that the SIM card is locked, which is not, because I have checked this, I've double checked this, I've contacted my supplier, my mobile supplier, Vodafone, and it's all activated, everything's working. The only way I found this to work is if I eject the SIM card out of the little dongle thing, wait about 10 seconds, the error clears, which is the SIM lock error on the screen, and then I can reinsert it back into the SIM dongle. The same prompt comes back up. I can type in the code 0000 and it's fine. And then 4G comes online, everything's working on the screen, everything's great. I want to show that again. It's very frustrating because I don't want to have to eject and reinsert the SIM card every time I turn on my car. That is not good. That's not good. There is, moving on, there is a, I have a Nissan Qashqai J10 version, which is a J10, a J10B to be exact, and there is an integrated Nissan camera, a rear camera, I mean, on the back of the car, that when I go into reverse, it comes up on the screen. There is, if you haven't, this is mostly just for Nissan owners. If you have a Nissan Qashqai J10 2010 like I do, you have to purchase, and you have an official Nissan camera, an original Nissan camera, you have to purchase a third-party cable. Now, Junsun on their V1 Pro, they do have a B version, which you can use, which you can purchase to actually get that cable, and not on the V3 version, not on the V3 Pro. There is a V1 Pro version, which has a B option. Now, I contacted Junsun about this cable. They said they don't do this cable anymore, they don't have this cable anymore, they can't get it anymore, they don't produce it anymore. I had to purchase it myself. I purchased it actually from a company called InCarTech, and in the UK, and I got this cable here. This is the actual cable. It connects to the 24-pin, you see it there, the 24-pin cable in the rear of the head unit, which contains the camera. It has this RCA, which you plug into your rear camera, you plug into the back of the Junsun here, and then it has a ground and a back wire, which you connect to the back wire, which is also labeled on the back of this Junsun. So that's the only way. Otherwise, you have to use the one of the Junsun cameras, like this one that comes with the Junsun V1 Pro. They actually ship this with you. I purchased their HD camera. I say HD, quote unquote HD. I'll get to that in a second. Either way, you have to hook it up to there, but you also have to run this wire all the way from your head unit all the way back to the back of your car and mount this camera to the back of your car as a reverse camera. If you have an existing camera, you can't really remove it. I guess just have to mount this alongside it and have a useless camera there and have this one there. If you're really industrious, maybe you can replace it and kind of put it in place of where the original camera was. When I was investigating into that, it didn't look like it was going to be very useful to do that, so I would have to mount it next to the original camera, which I don't really want to do. I'd rather just have one camera in place rather than yeah, have two, one being useless. So that's the camera there. There's the wire. It runs to the back. That runs from the back of the car all the way to the front and connects to the back cable. The back cable again, the back wire. And here is the HD version. It looks a little different. Something very important to note is that on the Junsun camera, on the page for this camera that comes with the V3, you have to order the camera separately if you want this HD camera. The HD camera is listed as 480p. Now, I have a problem with that because HD is not 480. HD is 720p, and full HD is 1080p or 1080. 1920 by 1080. HD is 1280 by 720. 480 is not HD. That is DVD quality SD. So that's a bit of a bold claim. Bit of a AliExpress fudging of numbers there and claim. But you see that a lot on AliExpress where people claim that things are HD or things are full HD or things are whatever when they're not. So just something to point out and be aware of that. Also, on the speaking of bold claims of resolutions, the Junsun V3 Pro itself, on the AliExpress page, it claims to be a FHD screen, FHD QLED screen, and it also on another part of the same page claims to be OLED and talks about OLED screens. This, in my opinion, is not an OLED screen, and in my opinion is not a QLED screen. It is not that good. It is not that sharp. It is a nice screen, don't get me wrong. It is a very nice screen. I really like the screen. It is very ghosty, I would say, when you kind of swipe around. We'll get back to that later. But it isn't. I don't think it's a QLED or an OLED screen. It's probably just an LED screen. Probably just not even an LCD screen, to be fair. Probably not an OLED. So anyway, that's just kind of an FYI, you know, just to be accurate. So something else to mention is that the integrated Android Auto, which was a very one of the things that I really wanted this for, is to use the Android Auto so that I could hook up my phone. I have a phone mount up at the top of my screen here. I wanted to hook up my phone. It supports wireless Android Auto and wired Android Auto. When you hook it up, the Android Auto, my phone is very aware that the Android Auto is there, and it comes up on my phone waiting for Android Auto, and it just kind of repeats waiting for Android Auto, and the Junsun does not acknowledge it. There is a Q-Link app on the Junsun that I launch, and it just says waiting, and that's all it says on the screen is just waiting. But my phone is like waiting for Android Auto, and this is waiting, and they kind of seem to know about each other, but they don't want to work. I've checked that I have the license on there, and everything seems to be registered, and everything seems to be working. It worked once when I first set it up, and then it never worked again. It just is waiting on both sides. Both sides seem to be waiting for each other. That I've been trying to get figured out with Junsun, and they haven't responded or answered that question yet. As is with a few other questions and things, they haven't really responded about that. It's annoying. So it just is waiting for Android Auto. Something else is I bought, at the same time I purchased this head unit, I purchased this Bluetooth OBD2 adapter, so that I could get OBD2 metrics on here, and then you can read out like the engine efficiency and fuel efficiency and RPMs and cool stuff like that on here. There's a torque app on here that's pre-installed on here, the torque app, and you can once this is paired, you can then read all that information out and talk about it and look at it on the screen and see the dials, and it's really nice. So I got this, I've ordered it directly from Junsun. It's got the Junsun ID on it, and yeah, I've tried setting this thing up. It does not work. It does not pair. The code, it clearly says in the instructions that the code should be 0000 or 1234. I've tried those like 100 times. Here it is right here out the box. The OBD2, it goes into the bottom of my little car down here, and down there there's a little port. Does not work. I've tried this so many times, it just does not work, and it's very frustrating. So I mean, that's really the main things around the hardware that I want to talk about. There's some other things I'll kind of mention later, but I mean, most of the hardware, that's mainly the hardware issues and the hardware things I'm going to talk about. I did want to talk about some of the things about the Junsun themselves. Now, when I ordered this, it came and I ordered this unit, the OBD2, the camera, and wait, I ordered everything together. So let me see. Let me go to my order. So I'm going to bring this up and see if I can show it. Yes. So I ordered the gosh darn it. So we're just going to show it. I'll just show it on the screen here. Okay, either way, I ordered the unit itself, the OBD2, and the HD camera, and something else. It was 4 items in total. Either way, so I ordered all that together, and that all came. Those things aren't working. The point of what I was trying to get to here is that what didn't come in the box, which is the most important thing, is the wiring instructions and the wiring manual. So I have a big problem with figuring. I had a big problem figuring out the wiring. No instructions are given. Nothing in the box. In any of the boxes came any wiring instructions. There's a whole lot of wires. There's a whole lot of cables that you need to be aware of, and took up the rear cable, the rear camera, everything. Doesn't tell you. I contacted Junsun. They sent me a Google Drive link to a manual. The wiring manual is in Chinese. And I have repeatedly told them, look, can you please give me an English wiring manual? Because, I would like to wire it up, and, I would like to figure out how to wire this thing up. They have said that the English one is in there. The English wiring manual is not in there. There is a Spanish regular manual and a Chinese wiring manual, and an English manual that is just the manual that they put on the device. They took screenshots of each of those pages. There's a bunch of pages that you just kind of scroll through, basically just like a PDF on the device itself. They took those screenshots and they put that into a PDF, and that's the English manual, which is terrible, by the way. Doesn't give you any information about wiring, doesn't give you any information about like the functioning of the device. Just a few things in the menu. It just tells you some of the menu stuff. That is a major problem, and I would really like them to kind of fix that, resolve that, and actually have a wiring manual, a proper wiring manual, because this is a very complicated device and needs to be wired up properly. I have figured that stuff out, and I will put links to all of the things that I'm talking about, including the third-party camera where I bought it. I'll put a link to that. I'll put a link to the wiring manuals and all the details that I've gotten from Junsun. I'll put that in the description of this video. Now, where was I? Yes, so something else. I have in my research of figuring out all the wiring and going online and trying to find as much information as I can about this and other units like it to find out how to get this thing wired up and working, I have come into contact with the XDA Forums, which has people on there who have received updated Android builds for this unit. Now I have downloaded those builds and I've been looking at them, but I contacted Junsun to ask them, look, can I get the latest version of Android for this that you've released? Because I can see that on XDA Forums there are multiple versions of those. I will put the links to the XDA Forums, a link where I found that stuff, and I'll put a link to the downloads in the description as well, down below. So everything is transparent what I'm talking about. I'll put it all in there. Go to the XDA Forums and you know, engage and talk to them about that if you have one of these units. But also I contacted Junsun directly and asked them, look, can I get the latest version of Android direct from you? They keep telling me that they don't know what I'm talking about, and I'm like, look, other people have already got these builds from you. I just want to get the latest one direct from you rather than from some online forum. Again, they've been very unhelpful and very unresponsive, and when they do respond, they don't know what you're talking about. They give you weird answers. It's very frustrating. Yeah. So, you know, like I said, I've been asking for the wiring instructions. I've been asking for the proper manuals. I've been asking for, you know, details of the latest Android build, and yeah, they don't really answer you properly. Personally, I think the customer service of this company is really bad in my experience. They have not resolved the issues around that I'm having with the battery drainage issue. To get this thing to shut down instead of standby. They've not been able to resolve the issue I'm having around getting to the debug menu. And I don't mean the factory menu, I mean the debug menu. I will put a link to another video in the description where they show how you can get access to the debug menu, not on this device, but another very similar device, which is another Android head unit, which uses Android and everything, almost identical to this, but just not Junsun's one with Junsun's interface. You go to a debug menu, you type in the debug code, and it takes you to a shutdown menu where you can tell it to shut down and not standby. And then when you turn your car off, and it gets the shutdown command from your car, it actually shuts down completely instead of just going into standby and running your battery down. If they can help with that, that would make this thing a huge amount better. They need to fix that. They need to really help out with that one major issue. Something else that I really want to talk about is I have when I use this device, I asked Junsun before I ordered it. I went to, obviously looked at the reviews on AliExpress and looked at other people reviewing. Some people said that they used a external microphone, and Junsun was able to send them an external microphone. So I asked Junsun, look, hey, I want to order your thing. I really like this. I want to order it. Can you send me an external microphone? Because I see other people have had their external microphones. I'd really like an external microphone. It works much better. I actually have an external microphone right up here, mounted inside of my Qashqai, inside of my Nissan. And that goes down to the back of this and plugs into the back of this unit. I will show that in a minute. But Junsun's response to me was, if you give us a 5-star review, then we will send you a microphone. And I was like, what? Like, dude, really? Like, I have to give you a 5-star review and then you will send me an external microphone? No, that is not how this works. That is not how this works. And here is the exact message right there. Please kindly leave a 5-star feedback to the order. I will apply an external microphone free as compensation. And anything else I can help with, don't hesitate to tell me. Now, I've been asking them questions, and I've been asking questions, and they are very unresponsive. And I've been saying, the menu is not in English and stuff like that. But This is extortion. This is ridiculous. Why am I leaving a 5-star review for something that I, you know, am requesting, and you're basically saying, if you want help, leave us a 5-star review, and then we'll send you the thing. Send me the thing, and then I'll give you a 5-star review. That's how that works. That's customer service. This is ridiculous. This is really ridiculous, Junsun. This is embarrassing. Moving on. Yeah, so I want to talk about a few things about this. I think actually has, like I said before, I think it actually has a nice screen. The screen is actually really nice. It's a 720p screen, which is a HD screen, not full HD, but HD 1280 by 720. It's a nice screen. It's a little ghosty when you kind of scroll around, but actually it's fine because you're not really staring at it. You're staring at the road, of course. It's just there in your car. It's not. It doesn't need to be like a Samsung OLED screen or something. That's fine. It's totally good. Something else that's going on with this is that the actual Junsun menu is a bit squirrely at times. It's a bit weird. There's a front menu where you click Spotify in the top left corner, and occasionally you press that button and it takes you into the options menu rather than takes you to Spotify. And a few weird things can happen, and you can't change the button layout without installing a third-party Android head unit launcher, because you can download additional launchers from the Play Store, but you can't change the buttons on this one on their default thing, which I would really like to be able to do, but that's a bit of a minor nitpick, I would say. In general, I'm happy with the layout in the front end. What I really want, and I'm going to say this again, is I want access to that debug menu, Junsun. I really want access to that debug menu. Help me with the debug menu. So because they have actually said, when I've raised this to them, that I should be able to access that debug menu and set the shutdown mode. They've said that in their message, which I'm going to show. So here they say, I was asking them about the UI, and I was asking about not the UI, about the Android build, and they keep saying the UI 3, which is for the V1 Pro. I know it's for the V1 Pro. I just want access to the latest Android build. Please give me a link, a Google Drive link or something. So it's saying, did I not turn off the radio completely? I did turn off the radio completely. I turned off my entire car. The radio is supposed to shut down. It's an Android tablet, it's basically an Android tablet. It's supposed to shut down. It's not shutting down. It's going to standby. And so, I mean, explain. Junsun, explain. Check whether there are other settings to be saved, such as sound or brightness. I don't understand why you'd set the brightness. The brightness has nothing to do with it shutting down. None of the connections are crossed. I've checked all the wires, everything's checked. I have double checked and triple checked all of that stuff. And then they give access to, they give a screenshot, which again is not useful because it's the same screenshot from the sales page on AliExpress. Not very useful. This is not a great answer to asking why I'm having issues with the shutdown. And I've explained to them there's a debug menu that I need to get access to. I don't have access to it. It's the most annoying, frustrating thing about this thing, because it breaks everything else. It makes everything forget, and yeah, it makes your battery drain, of course, which is the worst thing about it. And I think I may need to replace my battery, because I've been draining it and discharging it and recharging it for the last 4 days, 5 days, so many times that it seems to be having trouble today, which is why I'm sitting in my car with the engine on, because I can't turn it off because I had to jump start it. So that's frustrating. Help me, Junsun, do something. Now, let's actually have a go at this thing. I'm gonna put this down for a second while I get this thing started up. So before I do that, As you can see here, there's a lot of wires set up. There's a lot of wires for you to set this thing up with. You have this wire here, which is for the rear camera, and a connection back to the rear camera as well. You have this main power cable right here. You have you have the USBs over here that plug in. These are the USB cables, the 6-pin and the 4-pin. You also have the 4G. So that's 6-pin, 4-pin. This is for the camera. You have the 4G dongle that comes off this one, as well as some of the AV cables. That's the 4G dongle that comes off right there, off this little bundle right here. And then you have this little bundle, which has the power and also a bunch of other things. So that goes to like the main car here. Yeah, so there you go, there's the power and the aerial, things like that. Now there's some other additional things in my, and again, this is specific to my car, my Qashqai, my Nissan. So there's these three additional. Now this is the auxiliary, this square one here is the auxiliary USB and auxiliary sound in, which comes in kind of like in my my center console here. I've ordered a cable specifically for this. I'll put a link in the description where I ordered that cable. It's just on AliExpress, you can order it. This is for the car's original integrated satellite antenna. You can order a cable for that, which I've ordered as well. And this is the one here that hooks up to the original external camera, and has this here. So that in-car tech cable that I ordered hooks up to here. This is the 24-pin that it goes to. This. Yeah. This guy right here. So this is the 24-pin. You can see that's the 24-pin there, and also there's the RCA for the camera that comes off of this guy right here. That's the RCA, and there's the other RCA. There's the female RCA. There's the male RCA right here. There's the female RCA right there that comes off this. And there's the 24-pin, and there's the 24-pin there. Again, this is a Qashqai specific thing. Here is the external microphone, which I have hooked up as my own external microphone, which I showed earlier up at the top here. Let me show it again. That's it right there. There's my external microphone right here up at the top. That comes down and plugs into this audio jack right here. So if you have an external microphone, you can plug it in with an audio jack. You can just order one off AliExpress or whatever. I didn't order one off AliExpress. I ordered one from somewhere else and got it, but you can just hook it in to this RCA, to this audio jack here. And then you have all the additional cables for like your auxiliary ins and your. So when I get my cable for the USB and auxiliary, I hook these up to the auxiliary left and right. It's right there. You see, there's the auxiliary in left, and there's another auxiliary in the right somewhere, and there's a bunch of other stuff. I can hook that into there, and I can have my thing working. That's cool. That's very cool. Again, I'm happy figuring out this stuff, and I'm happy doing all these things, but I really want Junsun to kind of give a proper wiring diagram, or at least a wiring manual on like what these wires are on paper. People need that. It's important. Anyway, so, and this is the 4G, which hooks up to right here, the 4G plus and the 4G minus, and then this is the GPS antenna, which also goes over here, which I put it right here. I'm thinking about mounting it on the top, but either way, for the moment I'll just put it in here, just so that it's somewhere out of the way. Right, let's have a look at the menu. Let me get this thing all set up here. Okay, so here we are. We're starting up. This is what you get when you start up from cold. Now I set up some of my menus and some of my other applications and customizations and Bluetooth syncing, things like that, to my phone that I'm using right now. All of that gets forgotten. What I'll show. So here it says Android is starting. Okay, so here's the menu. It's a really nice menu. It's really slick. I really like it. And there is the issue immediately for the 4G SIM, which is hooked up down here. Let me pull this thing out. There it is right there. There's the 4G SIM. There you go. There's the 4G SIM card in the little dongle. Now, the 4G SIM card pin, the pin that I have is 0000. And then, okay. And you see that? It flashes and nothing happens. 0000. I can do that all day and nothing will happen. Try 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops, sorry, that was 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope, nothing. I can try anything on here. I can try any code up to 8 characters, and the same thing happens. The same thing happens. Nothing. I can't exit. I can't exit out of this thing. I can't get to any of the other parts of the menu. I can't press either buttons. I can't do anything. I can adjust the volume. That's what I can do. I can't do anything else. I can't exit out of this thing until I come here and I eject this SIM. Oh, there we go. Drop the SIM. Either way, I'll drop the SIM. See that? See that? And we're back. There's no 4G signal, but we are back. We're here. Great, I'll drop the SIM card. I'm just going to grab that SIM card. Apologies for anyone watching this. Oh, no, there it is, right there. I got it. There it is, right there. Yes. So, got my SIM card. Gonna put my SIM card back into the dongle. I'm gonna try and balance this thing. Put it here. Get my SIM card. Goes right into there. Try and massage it in, put it in the right place. There you go. Cool. And then so the SIM card is in. Nothing. Let's try ejecting it again. Let's go to settings, internet, mobile network. Nothing. I'm very frustrated with this whole experience with this SIM card. So previously what happened is that I would eject the SIM card, put it back in. I actually have a previous video where I showed this and it showed exactly what happened. I'm not going to worry about that right now. We'll see if it pops up later. We'll get back to it. So either way, let's go to the menu and take a look for the debug menu. Now there is the Z-Link for the Android Auto, which is supposed to you know, start up the Android Auto or Android Auto wireless. It doesn't work. It's not working. Yeah, I'm sorry. By the way, if you stayed this long in this video, I'm very sorry that this has gone on so long. You know, there's a lot going on with this head unit, and I really wanted to kind of just explain everything and make sure I was thorough with everything. I know it's a lot. Hopefully someone will appreciate maybe this video. If you do, leave a comment, talk about it. If you bought this head unit and you're having these issues, please comment, please. And you know, if you have any questions, I've done a lot of research on this thing. I figured out a lot of stuff. I'll put links for all the things that I purchased and all the things that I found, and the links that Junsun have gave me. I'll put it down in the description. If you want anything else, or you have any questions that I can answer, feel free to comment and I'll get back to you. Let's get to the debug menu, or at least let's get to the factory menu. So on this device, down in the version here, there's a factory settings. Now you can set things like touch calibration, you can load default settings, Android settings, whatever. That just takes you back to the Android settings that was at before. But then there's factory settings here. Now I can get into this factory settings by doing 8888, just like that. And then I can do OK here, not there, OK here. And that will take me into the factory settings. Now there is no option to get into the debug menu here. There's nothing. There's a bunch of other stuff to enable and disable, as you can see on the right here, but there is no factory, or sorry, no debug menu, which I need to be able to put in a debug code so that I can set the shutdown mode. I cannot find any kind of shutdown mode. I've been through all these menus and I can't find a shutdown mode. There's, you know, as you saw in their message that they gave me, they asked, have I set the shutdown? So here, did I turn off the radio completely? I don't know what that means. There's no. Someone, please. I'm sorry. I'm just very frustrated with this. I've been doing this for days. I've been dealing with this whole car battery issue thing and jump starting my car every day for the last 5 days to kind of get this thing working. It's very frustrating. Yeah, Android version, Android 10. There's the build I'm on. Yeah, there's no setting in here to shut it down and set the shutdown. Sorry, make sure I'm at the screen. My apologies. There's no options in here to set the shutdown, which is very frustrating. I can set the brightness, I can set the auxiliary video format for the back camera, reversing mirror, time lapse. I mean, there's nothing in here to set the shutdown mode. I'm going to go through every menu. Here's all the WLAN, local WLANs, mobile network stuff, Bluetooth options. By the way, the Bluetooth is forgotten what it was, so the pairing to my phone has been lost, as you can see, because it's the cold start. I did that again over. Voice app settings. Sorry, go back to the top of this. This is general settings. I see nothing about shutdown in there in general, which is where I'd probably expect it to be. Set the volume for the beeping and stuff like that in the audio menu. Nothing in displays. Sure, the versions that we just been through. factory settings, and then there's a factory menu when you go to factory settings. This has some stuff about the profile, which I don't want to export the profile. Car model. This is the last thing that Junsun advised, is that I should look at the car model. But this V3 Pro does not have, the one that I ordered at least, does not have a CAN bus interface. And I believe that this is a CAN bus interface menu, that they use the CAN bus. I don't know what I'm supposed to set here, because again, there's no menu, there's no thing. I don't know if I just need to set it to Nissan All like this, or what that would mean. Maybe I just need to set it to Nissan All. Simple Nissan All. I don't understand what all these other things are. There's also Nissan here. There's also Qashqai in binary. I don't know what that. They need to be a bit more specific here and helpful about what this is supposed to mean. You know, did I set the car? You know, I don't think I'm a very I don't think it's a big problem with having to figure this out. It shouldn't be this hard to try and figure this stuff out. Either way, let's look at the SIM card again. Eject the SIM card. Here's my SIM card. Nothing? Or maybe on network. Try and switch that off. Put it back on maybe. Okay, no, nothing. Nothing. Okay, moving on. Yeah, so these are the issues that I've been encountering with this Junsun thing. Like I said, in the last, I've been talking now for what, 45 minutes on this thing. I don't feel like I can recommend this in its current state. In its current state of what I'm working with here, with all the battery drain issues and the lack of menu and Spotify. Okay, that opens Spotify, great. Sometimes when you click Spotify, it opens settings. I'm really happy about that. That is not doing that right now. Sometimes you click this. Something I've also noticed is that when you're in this menu, you can swipe left to go to like a menu on the right to get to things. If you do this, nothing happens. You see that? And then, oh, there you go. See? If I do that, nothing happens. And then eventually it does. But I find I can, so if I open something, go back to the home menu, it doesn't work. If I go right and then left, it does every time. So that's just a little nitpick, right, left, see? But if I go left, nothing happens. Left, see? Weird. Weird, just a UI error. Left, nothing happens. Right, left, good. Right, left, good. Left, see, nothing happens. Right, left, yeah, see, left, left, no, left, no, right, left, yeah. I don't fully, I can't recommend this unit right now. I'm giving Junsun another few days. The date today is the 17th of December. I'm giving them a few more days, and then if they really can't resolve the thing, I'm going to have to, you know, seek refund or something, or some kind of, I don't know, maybe open a dispute with them or something like that to get this thing sent back and refunded. It's just, unusable. It's unusable in its current state, and there's no instructions. It's unusable in this state. They've not given any wiring instructions in the box. The manual, after requesting details from them, they gave a wiring manual in Chinese and a regular manual in Spanish. Oh, by the way, where was the manual thing? Where was the manual? Oh, by the way, something that I did find is if you want to set up your steering wheel buttons, this is on the Qashqai. This is again specific to me. If you want to set up your buttons, especially these down here, like the call, the volume, and the source button, and your click up and down, you can set that by going to key learning. And there's touch key learning, but I find that doesn't work. I found this actually doesn't work. What I did was I went to SWC learning and I did it in here, and this worked for me. And you do the same thing. You do what it says, where you clear it, you press the button that you want to set, and then you hold down that button for 3 seconds, and then it sets it on the thing, and you have to do them all at once, and then you click on save. If you click clear, it clears them all, and then you have to do them all over again at the same time, or kind of in one session, I mean. So that's it. And then apparently there's CAN bus learning. I don't have a CAN bus adapter. They didn't ship a CAN bus adapter in this. With this one, I think you get one with the V3 Pro. At least I can see it in the pictures. You get a CAN bus adapter. I didn't get one here. That's why I purchased the Bluetooth one. Oh yeah, come and think it. Let's try that, shall we? So let's go to Bluetooth. Let's open that Bluetooth menu up. Can't see what's going on here, but I'm just gonna plug this boy in down here. There he is, the lights are on. Now, I should be able to do a search for Bluetooth devices. Excuse me. And there's the ODB2. I want to connect to it. Gives me a code 0000. Okay. Couldn't pair. Try that again. 0000. Incorrect. It's incorrect code. Let's try 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know why you can't see the numbers here, by the way. I'm not sure why that's empty, but same thing. Wrong passkey. Let's try 1, 2, 3, 4 again. Wrong passkey. I don't know. So I'm gonna unplug this thing. There we go. There he is. He is not working either. This is, yeah, I can't recommend this thing. It's just unusable at this moment. All the cool stuff they're supposed to do is not doing, and it's draining my battery. And now I'm not sure why the 4G is not working, but that's not a problem. I'm not going to worry about that right now. There's a previous video that I made, which I'll link, that I did clearly display the situation with the GPS. The 4G, not GPS, the 4G, and how the 4G SIM, you have to eject it and reinsert it, and then it comes up on the screen for you to type in your SIM lock code, which is just 4 zeros from my one. And then it works, and then you get 4G. You get 4G up here, and everything works great. But I don't want to do that every time I turn my car on. I don't have to eject this thing and reinsert it. Okay, so I'm going to leave it here. I've been talking for what, like 55 minutes now at this point. If you've stayed this long, I hope maybe I've helped you in some way to give you some details. Again, if you have any questions, or if there's anything that I can answer from all of the work that I've been doing to try and make this thing work, leave a comment. If I can help you, I can. I'll put all the links that I have from Junsun and anything that I found on the internet, any videos I found, especially the video around the debug menu, the links to the XDA forum for accessing the Android builds that people have received from Junsun and uploaded and made available to each other, to public, and any links to the AliExpress and other things, I guess I'll put on there as well. So yeah, anyone who comes upon this looking for assistance will be able to not have to run through all of those hoops to get all that information. I can at least try and collate it into one place. So yeah, I'll leave it here. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment if it's useful for you, or you have a question, or yeah, I don't know. I guess leave a like if you found it useful. And to Junsun, I hope they can fix these issues. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to figure out how to return this thing. It's kind of ridiculous. I can't have this thing kill my battery every time, and I can't have it forget every time. Yeah, so I'm sorry if I'm rambling. This has been a bit of a ramble/rant, but yeah, okay, thanks, bye.